Hello, hello, hello. How are you, Radha?
I'm doing great. Amazing.
Great. And I hope everyone is doing great also.
And
What
how are you?
I'm doing amazing.
You look so comfortable in that beautiful kitchen of yours.
It's not my kitchen.
I know.
I
It's
am very
it's
honest
the
person.
background.
Okay.
And that comfortable sweater or something you're wearing.
Yeah, I feel like warm.
Cozy day.
Cozy,
It's
yes.
still snowing out there.
No, no, no. No,
It
it's a
stopped.
beautiful today, a beautiful day today, but I feel always I'm cold, freeze.
I think we're ready for summer, man. Bring it on. Bring on some heat. We've had some little bit of sun and stuff. It's like, oh, so nice. And we've gone from that minuses to up like 10. So I'll take it.
Oh,
I'll even
have
take
a
10
summer.
degrees.
You have a summer right now, 10. For
I
us,
know, right? I'll take 10 degrees because we had like -8 and stuff like last week or the week before. So I'll even take 5 degrees.
for us was around minus 27.
Oh, keep it there. Keep it there.
Anyways, what today our topic is very important. We'd like to start what is our topic?
Ah, sure. And the reason I thought we picked this topic, because it's been brought up a lot, because even as you, you know, and every people who listen to me, I'm also an instructor in the college. So the programs that I'm teaching, social services, mental health, and all of that. So this word has actually been brought up a few times because we talk about it. We were talking about lifespan development,
Yes.
and in there, um, it says at certain ages. So the word ego comes up, right? So that kind of takes over certain people a certain age, and how to kind of go around it. And then I've heard it over and over,
And
ego, ego,
everyone
ego,
it's like
ego.
explain it in different way, or I don't know. It's confusing
Yeah,
a little bit.
because when someone hears ego, so I'm gonna ask you,
Mm.
and I used to be like that. The word ego right away, it's a bad thing. It's someone who thinks they're like
Better
above
than everyone.
everybody,
Mm.
beyond everybody, like that kind of thing. Okay, so that's what I used to think, right?
Me too. Me too.
So I think I asked you, like in your own Arabic way, the because you said you know from that. So can you explain to me from your understanding, from your language, how you translate that? What does ego mean to you?
When every time you feel like you say, I am, I am stronger than anybody else. I am good
Yes.
more than other people around me. I am smart.
I'm better than others.
Yeah, I'm smarter than my friends. I am successful more than other people. It's when it's too
Mm.
much over it. Okay.
Mhm.
It's we say it in Arabic is al ana because you always you say I am. That means
Yeah,
ana,
yeah.
ana. Okay. For that reason, this is what I my expectation.
Hmm.
Maybe I am wrong. I am not very familiar with those
But
things.
that's what people think.
Yeah.
Ego is vain. And of course, because so again, there's difference between the I am because the I am is also where when you're actually connected to God, that's I am because that's basically you connection. There's no separation.
Yeah.
There's connection,
Yeah.
right? So when you know that you're connected to your inner you,
Mm.
your authentic you, and then you connected to the higher self, to the universe, God, whoever you want to kind of call it, because there is energy beyond us. So I'm just gonna say it that way because there's people with different beliefs
Mm.
listening to it, right? So whoever, because it's not us. We didn't create this world. We didn't create the trees and all of that. So whatever's in charge, right? So
Yeah.
when you're connected to that energy, and for you, God, me, God, same thing. So we're connected where there's no separation, then there is that I am.
Mm.
Okay. When there's no separation between you and me, that is that actual I am. There's no ego there,
Mm,
right? Ego comes when you think you're beyond or you separate than others, when you judge,
okay.
when there's a judgment of any sort, right away there's a separation.
Mm. Do
And
you
that's when the ego comes.
do you mean that when I don't belong to this, or I can't feel
Yeah.
I belong to someone, to
Yes.
community or the other people,
Yep.
to their communication with me?
Yeah, that too. Or sometimes you know when people turn on and say, well, I'm actually going to say, so even when someone starts to do this work, personal development, professional development, spiritual growth, or whatever, and they say, um, okay, now I'm not going to hang around those people because, you know, because you think you're better now.
Mm. When you feel you are better than other people,
Uh-huh.
when disconnected with the other people.
Disconnected with other people. When you disconnect with other people, you disconnect with God, you disconnect with
Mm.
everything.
Okay, do you think the ego is good or bad?
So let's explain what ego is. From science, biology, from what I know, what I practice, I'm going to explain it from that way. People might agree and disagree. It's everybody's thing,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
What I used to think is the same way you thought, the same way is described in the world, right? That's what I used to think.
Mm,
Okay. That totally makes that totally makes sense. But why the ego is what people don't ever ask.
mm,
Well, first of all, what is ego?
mm,
Actual ego,
mm,
and why is it there?
mm,
Right? Why do we judge other people? Why do you want to separate? Like, for example, so if you're doing personal development, professional development, and all of that, and there was a point I used to have a little bit of judgment too, right? I used to have judgment, a lot of stuff, because that's what I learned.
mm.
But knowing now, every time I judge someone, I'm judging me. Every time I judge me, I judge,
God,
right?
right.
So I know that I catch myself. And also, just because I'm doing this work doesn't mean I'm separate from someone who's not doing the work. It's just a different journey.
Mm,
That doesn't make them worse than me. It doesn't make me better than them. No, it doesn't. We're just in a different journey.
mm,
They just not have the awareness. I don't have to be in that crowd if I don't want to. Not because I find them that I'm better than them. It's just because maybe I just don't want to be there right now.
mm,
But I can still be. I can still be with people who are not in the same journey as me, who are not practicing any of this.
mm,
I can show up because I still care and love,
mm.
because I don't see myself as separate anymore. But the ego comes. Why the ego? Let's go back. It's actually our mind.
Is a part of us
It's part of us.
or part
It's
of our
us.
or character?
It's so we have different personas is one of the word. Different archetypes is another word. We have different aspects is another word. There's so many words that you could say it. We have so many types in us,
Mm.
depending on the experience of our life.
Oh, okay.
So remember, we've talked about this. Whatever you've experienced as a child growing up, the mind determines what the life is all about.
Yeah.
So now the mind creates compartments or types. So if you come into this world and you get the best family as they love you and support you and care for you and all your needs are met, it's not really any ego there. Okay? But then that's not good either. Because now you go out in the world, you don't know how to deal with things when they comes your way,
Mm,
right? But when situations, so I'm going to give you one example. If a child has been abused since growing up, coming into this world, not getting the love from the parents, maybe the father's not even there,
mm,
abandonment issue.
mm,
Mother's too busy taking care of the kids, working, doing it on their own. The mother can't give the love to that child.
mm,
Okay. So few things that mind determines at that point, because a child is a child, the brain's not developed. A child doesn't decide, I'm going to become a narcissistic person. Like
mm.
that word comes up a lot. That's part of the mind, the ego. The child doesn't decide that. Which person comes into this world saying, I'm going to be a mean person
Yeah.
and I'm going to have an ego and I think I'm above everybody? No one. But the mind decides, okay, in order for me to survive, in order for me to survive, I need to act a certain way so I get my needs met.
Mm,
So when that child or the mind of the child realizes, scream and yell, and the mother is going to come and take care of me,
mm,
it's learned that's how you're going to be for the rest of your life. When I do this, I'm going to get my needs met.
mm,
Or also at that point, maybe when the person, especially say if it's a guy, a man, a boy, little boy, a male, is very feeling emotional, shares, right? And at that point, the father or the mother turns around, don't you, you're not supposed to feel. Boys don't feel. Boys don't cry.
yes.
Okay. So you control yourself, or if you turn around and you really open and you tell people how you feel and they make fun of you, whatever, what do you think that mind, again, the mind thinks, hey, in order for me to not get hurt, if I behave this way and I become more than them, I act like I'm better or I'm smarter, they can't hurt me. That's ego.
Mm,
That's just your mind wanting to protect you.
that's you.
That's it.
Mm,
That's it. There's so many aspects of it. You become, for example, a martyr. A martyr is the woman who thinks, if I do everything for everybody and everyone's going to like me and I feel important.
mm.
So you do. That's a different aspect of you. That's also your mind trying to protect you.
Do you mean that anything is like anything in our mind would like to protect us as the ego?
Yeah. Especially when it's yeah, because it's part of you saying, hey, you need to be this way so that people don't take advantage of you. You need to be careful so they don't abuse you.
You have to be strong or pretend you are strong, not to.
Pretend you're strong so that person is not going to take advantage of you. They're not going to hurt you. You have to act like this. That's what the ego is like. I'm beyond everybody, so no one's going to come close to you.
Okay, should we be like a friend with our ego
Of
or
course,
against our
because it
ego?
no, because it's aspects of you.
But maybe we have to do some adjustment.
So what you do is, first of all, a lot of times people don't even know they have it.
Mm,
So that's also another part is you're it's a fear. It's also a fear.
Mm,
Fear of being vulnerable, fear of people finding out who you really are,
mm,
or not having courage to do things, right? It all goes back what the mind thought, what this whole world was about, what the mind thought, what people were all about, and it's coping mechanism
mm,
in order to survive. Because remember, it goes back. The brain is wired for survival,
mm.
right? So that's why the separation happens. I need to take care of me because no one else is going to.
Mm.
So if I make myself, I'm better than them, then they won't hurt me. And they can leave me and I'll be still okay.
Pretend that I'm okay.
Pretend. Exactly. Exactly. So what you have to do is similar to there's so many different aspects. Maybe in other sessions we can talk episodes we can talk about it. There's so many aspects of us, right? There's that ruler aspect of us. The person, I think we all have that in us. There's so many different aspects. The ruler part is again the one who's just, that loud voice. If I'm going to talk like this and everybody's, you know what I mean?
Respecting me and know me and avoid.
Yeah. When I go into, have you noticed that when you go someplace, a whole bunch of people and that one person takes the whole attention?
Yeah, by laughing loudly and something. Yeah, I feel like something wrong with this guy when they do that.
It's all about look at me, look at me, look at me.
Grab
I'm here,
attention of other people. Yeah.
right? But where did that ego come from for them? Because they were probably as a kid not looked at.
You
They were
mean?
not seen, they were not heard. And they learned when you become loud and you bring the attention to you, because that's how they were able to maybe get their parents' attention.
Mm,
Or when they went to school, maybe they were they were really shy. And they realized when they became really loud and, hey, I have all of this good stuff, then people started to come to them. They got the attention.
okay. I have a question.
Sure.
Is there a difference between ego and self-esteem?
Self-esteem. Self-esteem is when you know who you really are
Okay.
internally, right?
Not to
And this is
pretend.
just between you. This is not. So you know who you are, self. So self-awareness. I know maybe we didn't go in detail. We can another day we can talk about it. But self-awareness is knowing what are your values,
Mm,
what's happening here, what is your behavior,
mm,
what are your habits,
mm.
and how it's affecting the people around you.
Yes.
Okay? So now self-esteem is you knowing your confidence,
Mm,
what the courage you have, all of that stuff, how you feel about yourself, do you value yourself?
mm,
And then you just show up in the world that way.
mm. Without pretending that you
Yes, this is your real self.
cannot have it. Okay.
This is your real self, but you're not thinking that, oh, I'm above that other person. It has nothing to do with that. But you show up in the world and you see the others as the same as you.
Okay. That means we have to have awareness of,
Oh, self-awareness.
okay, to understand between like self-esteem and ego
Yes.
and okay, understand ourselves. This is
Understand ourselves, understand what's happening to us, understand our habits.
mm,
How do we show up? How do we react to other people? First, seeing yourself.
mm,
How are your habits? How are your behaviors? And then how do you act with other people, interact with other people,
mm.
right? Do you do you get affect like do you take your anger and whatever and take it on other people? Or do you deal with it so you are aware how you affect other people? Do you come from a place of empathy? Do you put yourself in other people's shoes?
Yeah.
Because when you put yourself in the other person's shoes, you're not going to judge them, are you?
No,
When you don't judge them, is there any ego there?
no. Because when you understand them, there is no like issue. You don't have a judgment.
You understand yourself, you understand others. They're fine. But knowing that ego is not a bad thing, it's there to protect you. Because at one point, it actually helped you.
Mm.
And sometimes you do need that when you're in the work field, being able to, but differentiate that you're not a beyond, but you need, because this is something that's going to filter things.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I think we talked about it when people take advantage of you last episode,
Yes.
right?
Right.
Because if you're not able to differentiate, we don't have the filters, you do need to know, hey, is it okay for me to trust the person who's in front of me? Am I able to feel them? I know what's going on there.
Yeah.
That part is that aspect of you is like, because I've had these things happen in my last past,
Mm.
so I'm going to use that to see, make sure that I'm not making the same mistakes. But that's coming from being aware, being in the present moment,
Yeah.
using your past pain or errors, whatever mistakes, to come up with the proper assessment of what's the person in front of you.
Yeah.
So you don't get taken advantage of.
No.
Okay. So we do need that, but knowing ego is just an aspect of us, man. It's part of us.
And
Embrace it, huh?
we don't have to like judge the ego it's good or bad. We have to understand from where.
Understand where it's coming from.
Yeah.
Make friends with it. That's what I had to do. That's fear too. Your ego is actually fear.
Mm.
That's all it is. It's your mind saying, hey, you better do this, or that person's going to hurt you, and blah, 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 blah. So I always say, hey, it's okay. I've got this.
Mm.
Thank you for protecting me, my darling brain, my mind. That's what I do. I talk to it. Thank you. I totally understand. I'm experiencing certain situations because being used to certain relationships in past,
Mm.
because that's why I allowed it.
Mm.
Now people coming in my life are different, but my ego, ooh, it's on the go.
Yeah.
I'll start to feel weird in my body because it's trying to protect me. So I just like, uh, okay, no, we're good. We're good. Thank you. I appreciate you because what you resist persists. If you're going to think of your ego as the bad and don't ask what it's relating to, because I actually had so self-love and all of that. So one of the classes in school we're talking about it, and someone turned around and said, this was just recently, said, well, Radha, isn't that ego? So I had to correct them, like, not really. I said, that's your self-love. I'm talking about you connecting to who you are. Who are you really?
Mm.
Are you that person your mind is trying to tell you that you're dumb and you're stupid? Are you? He goes, no. So then what are you? He goes, I know I'm smart. But I say, but are you feeling you smarter than someone, or you just smart? He goes, well, I'm just smart. I'm like, okay, that's not an ego.
Yeah. Yes. Confident that you
Confident.
understand yourself. You're aware that you are smart.
Yeah, yeah. Because dumb in whose eyes, right? Or if you think that you're not good enough to go get that job, is it true? No. So if you turn around and say, hey, I know I'm capable,
Yeah.
of getting that. That's not ego.
Yeah.
But if you think, hey, I'm better than that person, so I'm going to make sure. That's ego. So yeah, it was just recently. And that's why I thought, let's talk about this because it keeps coming up. It
Yeah.
keeps coming up. Whenever I talk about self-love, people always start to say, well, brother, that's ego. Nuh-uh.
It's very confusing, by the way.
It can be confusing because you're looking within you.
And because everyone is explaining in different way.
Yeah,
Somebody they say it's a friend, somebody say enemy, somebody they say certain things. It's confusion, eh?
yeah.
But in like a very simple, like what you say, it's very,
Because we're understanding the brain and the body.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
It's like science. So it's literally your mind does things. It's mind wanting, it creates these stories
Okay,
to keep you safe so you can survive in the world as a child.
okay,
Because otherwise, you can't. It's your mind's coping mechanism. But you don't realize you take it in the world. So when people say narcissistic person, there's no such thing as that. It's because that's just what they learn. Because a child, a little boy or girl, is narcissistic because it's all about me, right? As a little, your kid, isn't he? Because he thinks if he doesn't, if his mom is not there, he's not gonna make it, right? So when he's wanting food, he wants food. He doesn't care how he gets it,
mm,
right?
right,
When he wants the safety and love and care, comfort, he wants it right now, right?
yeah,
He doesn't care if you're working because his mind is not developed that way, is it?
yeah.
So guess what? That adult who people call narcissistic is still stuck in that little boy or little girl's brain because it's the mind still keeping them protected.
Oh, okay.
I've just had a recent conversation with someone about someone's ex, and I said, see that person as a wounded boy, not as that adult who's trying to hurt you. See that ex of yours as that wounded boy looking for love from the family.
Mm,
And that's why they're hurting you and trying to hurt other people because they've been hurt. And they've just had no one come see them, validate them, and love them. It doesn't make it better. I know it doesn't make it okay for what they've done. But if they don't know,
you can blame him.
so the mind is trying to protect them for the rest of their lives.
Yeah, correct. I agree. Thank you so much, Radha. It's really amazing topic. I like it, like it, like it. Because
Yeah, I just thought it was, yeah, I think it was really important for us to talk. I don't think we really fully talked about this, but because it's been coming up, especially in my college when I'm teaching, it's been coming up a lot and hear about it a lot. So I'm like, yeah, why not?
no, I heard it about this ego like from different people, but everyone give you like different explanation. It's confusion a little bit, but now I understand the meaning and how it's
It's just our mind trying to protect us. It's coming from childhood. It's just doing its job. So you have to tell it, it's good. We're good. We're safe. There's no reason to judge anyone. There's no reason for separation. There's no reason to protect ourselves, is what we have to tell that side of us.
Thank you so much, Radha.
You're welcome.
Everyone for watching our
Yes.
episodes. And if you have any comments or any like topic you would like us to speak about, please don't forget to reach out for me or for Radha and
Yeah.
put privately. It's not necessarily to be like
Yeah.
comments. Okay.
Yeah. And if anyone, like, if this resonated with them, they could feel what we went through, let us know.
Thank you so much and have a great day. Bye bye.
Bye.